kids, welcome back to Roto Talk.
Kids, welcome back. This is just a tool quickie we're going to go over. And you notice this is a different bench. You'll see that in a minute. But what I'm going to go over today, if you're into RC in general, not necessarily just boats. Boats are reasonably clean RC hobby. I mean, they're cleaner than cars, let's face it. But nitro engines, some of your, just anything that gets dirty, especially cars, nitro airplane engines, whatever the case may be. I use this for boat stuff. I use this for car stuff because I do radio-controlled cars from time to time. I have my nitro cars that I like a lot, and I have my fifth scale gasser. But like the other day, I tore down one of my Hobeo nitro cars and completely gas bathed it, parts washed it, put it all back together so it's like new again. But one of the things that I use a lot, and you might have the question,
who might this be? Perhaps a man that asks too many questions.
What do you use a lot? So, this is what we use. I like my ultrasonic cleaner, okay? So an ultrasonic cleaner, now if you're doing anything in your garage, not just hobby crap, when I rebuild small engines for Cousin Farmer, all that stuff, I use this thing pretty much every day, and I'll show it to you in a second, and I'll put a link in the description of the one I use. I've had two. One was for Harbor Freight. I did not like, and I'll tell you why. The Harbor Freight one I think is 45 or 65 bucks. It's plastic, and it actually works really, really well, believe it or not. The problem with it is it's pretty small volume, but that's okay. But the problem is if you spill any fluids around the edge, it'll screw up all the controls. It's just not robust at all. It's not industrial. I'm way too sloppy to have something I have to be careful around. So I'm going to go over the one I got from Amazon. Links in the description below. There's a picture of it up there. And it gets really, really hot because it's got a heater in it and ultrasonic cleaning. And I put the heater on that sucker on 70 Celsius, and that's usually where I keep it. And I turn it on in the morning if I know I'm going to be doing something. And, by afternoon, it gets hot. One of the tricks to these things is if you really want it to heat up fast, throw something in there. Well, you don't even have to throw anything in there, but let it run for 15 minutes on ultrasound, and it will actually, the water will agitate and it will heat up much, much quicker. So what we're going to do, just to do some experiments, I have used a bunch of different types of cleaners. I've used kerosene, works really, really well, smells like shit. I've used CLR, which is calcium line rust remover. You get it in that jar at the store. That works really well too, guys. But I cannot stand the smell. The smell makes me angry.
Phew. This ain't exactly a flower garden, is it?
I literally hate it. It smells like alkaline or something. It works really good, though. What I've ended up using, WD-40, works really well. I buy WD-40 in my spray bottles. I buy it in a big 1-gallon can. But that gets pretty expensive, and it gets dirty, obviously, and you don't want to be emptying out 3 quarts at a time, throwing it away. So what I do is I actually use tap water. You can use mineral removed funny water if you want to, and I use Dawn soap. Same thing I use in my part scrubber. It works pretty damn well as a degreaser, and it doesn't cost a ton. You can buy Dawn at any store. It's a great degreaser. Like I said, I use it in my parts washer now too. And I keep that in my ultrasonic cleaner. And I don't ask me the ratio of Dawn I use. I fill up to my water line, then I use a shit ton of Dawn. I really don't care. It's cheap. I put in a lot. I put in like probably half a cup. It's quite a bit. So we're going to do an experiment. The other thing that I do is I will take Ziploc bags, get these freezer kind with a little zipper dude, much easier to work with. I get Ziploc bags and I put WD-40 in the bag. Then I put the bag in the unit itself. And that way the WD-40 gets hot, it's sitting in the water, and it's like carburetors and things like that. Carburetor parts for doing small engines. Friggin' fantastic. So what we're going to do, just as an experiment, I'm going to take These two rusty ass bolts, these are out of a thing I'm fixing for Cousin Farmer. Now, this is not a rust removal process. We'll just see what it does. We're going to put that in the WD-40. Then we're going to take a nitro engine. This is a Mac 21. No. This is a Mac 28. Great motor. Pretty much brand new, but it's dirty. I don't know if you guys can see. It's got some grime in it. We're going to take our carb off. Maybe it was this one. Is it this one? Yeah, this one's dirtier. Let's do this one. This is a 21 SH. It's a good motor too. Very little time on this actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the carb out. We're going to put that in the WD-40 too. This is a nitro engine. See the dirt? Okay. And if you wanted to, you could take this apart and put it in WD-40. I'm actually going to put it in the Dawn. The reason I do that, even though it's water and you don't want water in your engine, I spray them down after I deep cleanse them. I spray them down with denatured alcohol. After it's done, I get all the water out of it. Then I usually drill spin them. Okay, so I'll take the plug out, I'll drill spin it, and then I put alcohol in it, and then I fog them. And trust me, no rust. It's perfectly fine. But you can see how dirty this is. All right, I'm going to grab a wrench. Sorry, nut driver. Okay, we're going to pull the plug, the glow plug. Okay, there we go. Take that out. We're just going to leave it like that. Get that ring out. All right, now here's the unit. Hopefully, there's no lighting under here, so it's kind of dark, so I apologize. I'm set at 70C. This is your actual, this is your setting, and it goes up to 99 minutes on this one. Good stuff. Lower the time, raise the time. We're going to put it in for 10 minutes. And I've already have it really hot. It's all stainless, and it's sealed. You can dump water in there all day long, and it won't screw anything up on the outside. Very nice. Has a 3-prong 110 plug in the back with a power switch. That's all that's in the back. So what we're going to do, I'm going to turn this on just so you can hear how it fucks up the camera. Listen. Okay. All right, like a little hot tub for parts. So we're going to take our WD-40 bag and we're going to put it in here like this. Now there is also a basket in here. I'll show you that later. And we're going to take our motor. See all that grime? See that? Jock nasty face. Okay. We're going to put our motor in there. Ooh. Let's do this. Okay. And I'm going to put you down for a minute. Just get some of the air out of there. Okay. Now with ultrasonic, I have literally taken jars like ball mason jars and things like that, and filled them with WD-40 and put carburetors in them, or carburetor parts from a lawnmower, or whatever you're doing. It doesn't have to be a Ziploc bag. It'll go through glass. It'll go through plastic. I've 3D printed little bolt containers and put nuts and bolts in there. Threw them in there. Works great. Okay. But I just use a little Ziploc bag. I try to keep this out just in case there is a leak. I don't want to get soapy water in there. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just I'm too lazy to clean it. So, and you can fill this up. Like I said, I filled it up with CLR, kerosene, what else? Drawing a blank. Anyway, I filled this thing with plenty of different chemicals. It's completely sealed, stainless steel. You can put anything you want in there. I would avoid super flammable stuff, obviously. It should be okay, but, whatever. So, we're going to turn this on. I'm going to let it go for 10 minutes. I'm not going to record it. Obviously, there's not a whole lot to see. I will do it with the lid off. Maybe you can see some bubbles. But then we're just going to come back when it's on. Alright, you see all that white stuff coming off the engine? That's dirt. You know how like when your mom used to get hurt and your mom would put hydrogen peroxide in your cut and all the shit would bubble up? That's basically what this is doing. Alright, so I'm going to let this cook for 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Alright, right, we are done. Now, I did run it another 2 minutes, just because I didn't even look in there. I lost the camera. I put the stupid thing down somewhere, so I just kept it going for a couple more minutes. So we're going to take out the basket. Ooh, that's hot. 70C is pretty cooking. Okay. Put you guys there. Okay. Now, we did not even touch this motor. See that? Completely dry. Or dry. Clean. And what isn't is just coming right off. Look at that. Beautiful. Very, very hot. Okay. Now, usually what I would do, honestly, if this was a really dirty engine, I would probably scrub it in the parts tank first and then throw it in there. But I just wanted to see what this would do. Well, I've done this before. I wanted you to see what it was going to do. That's the shot anyway. See? Even underneath the exhaust collar, clean. Maybe I can throw up a picture of before and after here. Okay. Nice. And I'll go ahead and pickle this. And let's see. Now look at that. I wonder if water got in there. Doesn't seem to have a leak. Okay. See what our rusty bolts look like. Now, usually these things don't get... Yeah, there's got to be some water in there. WD-40 don't look like that. Look at that carburetor. Look at that. Nice and clean. Beautiful. Bolts. Let's see, just wipe it off. I mean, these things aren't meant to get rust off. I just want to see. Because I never really played with that. It did. Now, one thing I did try when I was using CLR in there, the CLR really did get the rust off with this type of system. Worked really well. There's the other one, but really, not too bad. I don't know, I'll put up a before and after of that too. Huh. Okay. And that, my friends, is it. So, very, very, very useful tool. I love these things. These ultrasonic cleaners, I would not be without one. Dirty tools. You know, you got a bunch of sockets that are greasy or whatever. Throw it in there, vroom, takes it right out. It's awesome, awesome stuff. Anything. Yeah, I love these things. So if you're into RC, especially nitro stuff or RC cars, your swing arms, all that crap that you just can't get that dirt out of those places that it's really, really tight, get an ultrasonic cleaner. Even if you get the one from Harbor Freight, it works really well. I don't know if it gets as hot as this one. It does heat, though, if I remember right. And then, but just be careful when you're filling it. Try not to get any water inside that edge. So that's it. Just a quickie. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Shout out.